are wrestling with TNA Wrestling Bound for Glory. It took place last Sunday in Lowell, Massachusetts, at the Sagunga Center. Um, and while Crown Jewel was giving us, great shit, honestly, from my perspective, what I saw, TNA was giving us just chicken shit. I didn't yeah,
Wow.
this was not what it needed to be. This is not what it could have been. This is TNA doing TNA shit that put them in the position that they was before they had this whole renaissance with, WWE, in my opinion. Um, Hopefully this was just, an anomaly that, they error on their part and they could maybe bounce back from it. But yeah, this show for me personally was not it. Um, what say you, Kaliko?
I mean, if I was not at a wedding, I would have been in Lowell, Massachusetts for this show. So I had my weekend planned out, and then I had a wedding to go to, and that hot damn.
Well,
But I mean,
yeah,
this show as a whole, honestly, it was just the TNA get back. Yeah, at least that's what it felt like to me.
they get back. Like in what way?
In a sense, it just seems like TNA was kind of they were hot, but it always seemed like NXT was one step. The stars were one that step ahead of their talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it came to this, it was some get back. I mean, in particular, the Hardys and
Team 3D.
not even Team 3D. I mean, the Hardys and what?
Darkstein?
No, Santana. There you go.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, those were the two bigger get backs. Everything else was kind of a given. Um, this some of it was like, to me. I mean, Tesla got a win, so I'm happy. Um,
Oh, for a commentator.
it don't matter, bro. But the one NXT person that shined the most probably was Javion.
Yeah, and
Javon,
I mean we'll
to
get to it,
me.
but it, I mean, I feel like TNA got their upcomings with when it came to the invasion angle or the showdown angle as they redubbed it. Um, I we'll get into let's get into the show. We got the first match. Steve Macklin defeated Frankie Kazarian to win the TNA International Championship in 8 minutes. Um, Personally, I there could have been a better opening in my opinion, just to kind of get the crowd going. But I wasn't necessarily mad at it. I mean, they did the best they could with what they had, and the crowd did seem into it. So I do think that this was a success, and we've seen an little old lady give the finger. So, I mean, you can't be mad at that, no?
No, can never be mad at an old lady giving the bird.
Right.
Why would we? But in this case, yeah, they did the best with what they had. I just don't get the international championship.
I don't think anybody does at this point.
So somebody from TNA help me get it.
Carlos Silva, the the door is open. How many stars you give this one?
Hmm. Let's see. It was a solid three. I'll never get unless it's horrible. A three is pretty good.
Um, I'd be a little bit more generous, 3.5. Did
Look at you.
Uncle Dave rate this show?
Oh, I am. Don't mind me. Just scrolling and looking. He has not yet rated it. Oh.
It's been a week. What has he been doing?
Getting ready to masturbate the WrestleDream.
Hmm. Not Russell. Wet Dream. Okay. Then we're flying solo without Uncle Dave's opinions. Maybe it's
We
for the
never
best.
needed his opinion.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe it's for the best. Um, the second match, Tessa Blanchard with Victoria Crawford.
Alicia Ball. Oh no, I mean.
She defeated Gia Miller in in 6 matches in 6 minutes. Yeah,
Iron Woman? Like shit.
yeah, no, she's not Psycho Mike. And
I don't think nobody's Psycho Mike. But
no, um, yeah, this shit was not it. Um, I appreciate Gina Miller trying to, actually wrestle. They told the story that, she did wrestle. But if she was a wrestler at one point, she'd be rusty as fuck. Like, seriously, like, she did not perform well in this match. And to some degree, I kind of feel like it's low key disrespectful to put her in the ring with somebody like, Tessa Blanchard, who is such a good wrestler. Um, it's just kind of a shame, honestly, because Tessa could have had a banger at the biggest, you know, TNA show, and she kind of had a wet fart in church with Gina. Not discounting her, you know, Gina trying, but it definitely this wasn't something that should have been on the biggest show of the year. You know what I mean?
while I get that, I get your point. I just think it was a way to get cheap heat for Tessa. I mean, she's a heel anyway. So it only worked in her favor to be like, oh, yeah, beat this girl. And everybody's just going, well, the motherfucker hasn't wrestled in forever. What are we supposed to do with this, right? So
And I would agree with that, but she had to cheat to beat her. Did she really need
that's
to?
even better. That makes it even better.
I
Even
dis-
cheaper heat.
I disagree.
Heat, bro.
I mean,
I
there's
know you
heat,
disagree, but
there's heat,
still cheap
there's good
heat.
heat, and there's cheap heat, and that was just bad heat.
Well, it wasn't bad heat. It was just cheap heat. Use the fact that people think that she's racist anyway. They're booing her because she's racist, not because she's a horrible wrestler. So you might as well do all the stuff to try to get her to do that to keep her from getting she's a racist chance at the goddamn show. I mean, I'm just saying, am I wrong?
I mean, lucky, she was robbed of being on TNA TV, NXT TV because of those chants.
Yeah. So I mean, what else? What else could she do?
How many stars you give this one?
Tessa won, so five.
Okay. I give it. I'm not as generous. I will give it.
Look at your face. You're like, what the fuck?
I mean, I look, yeah, I get it, but I mean, you gave Stephanie the same treatment. I was like, kind of like pick a lane, bro.
But it's Stephanie.
Like, like Booker T to one. No, not all. Oh, so I'm gonna give this 1 7/5 because it doesn't deserve a two. It was just
You
that bad
said,
in my
you
opinion.
said 1 7/5. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
1.75.
yeah,
Not even a whole two.
because it does not deserve a two.
Wow.
And now, if you thought that that's where the show took a turn, you would be wrong. The 22-person intergender call your shot gauntlet, low key was just a a Royal Rumble match. Um, it lasted for 26 minutes and 55 seconds, and Frankie Kazarian and Dolph Ziggler are the co-winners of the trophy, of the Call Your Shot Money in the Bank trophy that you have to win a Royal Rumble to get. Um, I did not like
All the
this.
other ideas are copyrighted, sir. I can't help it.
I did not like this match either. Um, it wasn't really fun. There was no surprises. There was nothing really to sink your teeth into other than it was, a Royal Rumble match, so you're supposed to be excited for it. Um, and then, the last two people in the match was fucking Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder. And yeah, I just got spoiled to the point where I didn't care who won. so
You
I
mean
just
Kazarian?
so I kind of sped it up, and then I saw the Kazarian co-one with Dolph Ziggler, and then I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. I like Kazarian.
Nah.
So
He
yeah,
said,
I
I'm
felt like
cool.
this was a waste of 26
He said,
minutes
I'm
in my
cool.
opinion.
He said, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I could. He's like, I could handle that.
Yeah,
I,
I
I,
liked Frankie. Frankie's cool.
I, I get deals with that.
But
Oh Lord, oh Lord. But I mean, yeah. I, like I said, someone at TNA explained to me this match. Break it to me like I'm five, because I'm gonna need it. Seriously, but I mean, Nemesis, you kind of saw he was gonna be a player in it, because hell, I feel like he's been there forever.
it's been there like maybe a year and a half at most.
I think so, a year and a half. But I mean, you knew he was going to be a player for the chip. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, right?
I mean, I suppose, but like, did Zack Ryder have to be a part of it?
I mean, he is the indie god.
But TNA isn't an indie.
Maybe maybe to him it's an indie.
I don't know, but just my. I mean, again, it's just my opinion. I'm not a fan of these guys, so I mean, it just tells you where I was at with it.
No one was a fan of Ziggler. You're not a fan of Ziggler?
I'm not really. I mean, good wrestler. Everything else kind of meh. When you,
You
I mean,
got every right.
he peaked in 2010. There's not much more you could say.
Cold blooded.
I mean, I guess so, but yeah. Yeet.
Oh no, that is. Yeah, yeah, yeet my ass. That's cold. Anyways,
How many stars do you give this?
um, a three. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm not going to knock wrestlers for going out there, but co-winners, I guess they were trying to do the Sean Brett thing.
Oh yeah,
Oh no, the Luger Brett thing rather. Sorry.
the Carl Arnold's thing is bullshit as well. 26 minutes and you didn't get a definitive winner as well.
Damn, sandwich your chest, big fella.
Um, I give it 2 stars. It did,
Ooh, look at
yes, did not meet my expectations or lack thereof. Alright, that brings us to TNA Knockouts World Championship match. Kalani Jordan defeated Indy Hartwell in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. I thought that it was an okay match. I thought this was where things would kind of pick up, but it kind of seemed like it just ended pretty abruptly and flat, in my opinion. Like she beat, she pinned Indy, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, and you're kind of like, okay, she won. I was kind of going for Indy, but um, obviously, Kalani just won it, so they want to keep it on her for maybe a hot minute. But I would have
Oh,
thought
I
that
thought she would have been transitional due
that's
to
what
the fact that
right,
this partnership is going to end. So that's why I thought it was transitional as hell.
right. And like I said, it was an okay match. It could have been a better match, but you know, from just insider sources that we have, WWE isn't necessarily happy with the way that TNA books their matches when it comes to their talent. So this match maybe could have been better if WWE didn't put maybe handcuffs on TNA. No.
I don't think that they're putting handcuffs on TNA. I just think that TNA is running it under the guise that they trust them to do whatever they can to the highest of their abilities. And NXT has the methodology of wrestling the WWE way. Regardless of who the fuck you are, you're doing it the WWE. Look at Ricky Saints. You're doing it the WWE way. I mean, Nakamura, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, fucking Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, all of them. I mean, Asuka, goddamn Emma, Paige, all of them had to do it the WWE way.
But you can't do the WWE way in somebody else's house. You have to do it the way that they do it in
Their
their
way.
house.
That is true. It's just the fact that it's kind of like giving your kid to the camp counselor and they're trying to put them in danger in your eyes. That's what it's saying. That's what WWE feels like.
Then why give them over to that camp to begin with if you don't necessarily trust them anyway?
Well, because it's mutually beneficial. I mean, the whole point of this was to get both of them exposure and get bigger. And that, to me, I think is a win-win for both. It's just the fact that I just think it's just the fact of how they go about it and how they handle their talent. Because when think about it, when you're at TNA's house and somebody gets hurt, WWE's going to be the one having to be on the bill to heal him, right? And vice versa.
Right.
So you would want, so one would think if I'm giving you my talent to work, that I would entrust you to do the best to make sure that you're not putting them in harm's way. Now, whether that may be the case, it's all the perspective.
I mean, I don't think that TNA put any. It was looking to put somebody in harm's way,
I mean,
and
same here. I just think that that's how WWE perceives it, or NXT perceives it.
but um, but as far as I know, nobody has gotten injured between the WWE and TNA lineup as of now. No,
No,
right. So I mean, there's no really he said she said, and like you said, this partnership is going to end sooner rather than later. Uh, you know, there is the contract between them two, or is coming up soon, and they might not be renewing. Whether that is true or not, has ceased to be said. But I mean, it doesn't really look good for TNA if Kalani Jordan is their champion, and she doesn't go there.
but maybe they're trying to do that as a way to hopefully maybe go there.
Hmm. That, or we're going to see the TNA Knockouts Championship in the garbage can.
Oh god damn. We don't.
I know they're not going to do it. I'm just, I'm just throwing it out there. But low-key, that would be completely and utterly horrible considering how much history and how respected that championship actually is.
There
Um,
ain't no killers, but don't push them.
how many stars you give this match?
3.5. It's pretty good.
I'll give it three. I feel like I'm kind of being generous with the three, considering it just kind of ended so abruptly. So yeah. Um, right. We have a what is this? 10-person intergender hardcore war. Did you ever wonder what um, a war games match would be like if it didn't have two rings or a cage around it? Well, it's this match. We have the System, Moose, Elisa Edwards, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC. Defeated Order 4, Mustafa Ali, Tasa Steele, Special Agent Zero, Josh Hodge, Jason Hodge, and John Skylo by pinfall in 20 minutes and 33 seconds. Honestly, it wasn't a bad match. It kind of seemed like they were just trying to get over what um, the other sports teams that they enjoy over. Like Eddie Edwards was in um, whatever sports team is Boston. Um, the people on the four side had Lakos gear on. Fandango had Patriots gear on. It was and Moose was just fucking Moose. It was just
I mean,
kind of
because he's a former Falcons player, so yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it was just kind of like a little clusterfuckery with all of that going on. Um, I mean, I will say that Elisa Edwards taking the hit on the thumbtacks was gnarly, and Mustafa doing the 450, the mist, was just as equally gnarly. Um, and I think it was a good way to end the match as well. So, all of that being said, I thought that this was a success. What say you, Kaliko?
Yeah, I mean, nothing says equal rights and equal lefts than a dude choke slamming a chick through thumbtacks. Uh,
And
so
trying to
I mean,
450 thumbtacks into her.
I know, right? So I mean, whatever they were going for there, mission accomplished.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, it was a good pickup to everything that was going down. So thus far in this card,
How many stars you give it?
4 1/4. I give it the quarter.
I give it 3.5.
Look at us.
We'll rate. We will rate on par with our WWE ratings, not so much on TNA.
Yeah, we are not.
Um, Now we have TNA X Division Championship match. Leon Slater versus Javon Evans. Um, like legitimately, these guys put on a banger. Um, well, yes, they are, flippy high flyer wrestlers. They actually so constrained when it came to that and kind of only did it when it mattered, which made it everything that they did matter so much more. And it was just kind of really good storytelling and just a really good match, you know, um, up and up until literally the end when they did the um, oh, it was the not 5 minutes time limit draw, and then people were upset about that, myself included. Um, and then Santino came out, give him 5 more minutes, the crowd explodes, they they go at it, going thinking we're going to see a banger for another 5 minutes. Dark State comes out, fucks up the whole thing. Um, the crowd was not happy,
Yes. Yeah.
and you could really say that this was really where things really turned for the crowd, where they kind of had that sour taste in their mouth that they never really recovered from, if I'm being honest. Like literally the next thing after this was Chris Bay coming out, who we haven't seen since, he broke his neck. People should have been really happy to see him, and they were just so disgruntled with the match, like he didn't get any pop, which I feel bad for Chris because he is, just a genuinely, good guy. Um, this was the this was complete and utter bullshit in my opinion. This was the really, really bad fate ending booking to a match that I haven't seen in honestly a really long time. Like this really dumbfounded me if I'm being honest. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, I get the people being disgruntled. I also see that this was a. I could see this to where the way it was booked that they didn't want both of them to lose.
I mean, I get that.
And if they were going to do that, I think the match should have been placed a lot sooner. This should have been like the second or third match.
So you
If
had more time
you
to kind of have
if
a
you
pick me
if
up
you
to back, get the crowd back into it.
exactly to get them back in good graces, because you don't want to pull that in the middle of it where now it's getting carried over to everything else.
Right. And
So I don't knock them for pulling the draw. I just knock them at the timing of the draw.
um, yeah, I kind of low key get that. That doesn't make me feel, any any better about it. If I'm being honest, it, I feel
It's not because most people want the definitive conclusion, but it was just. Oh, I think they just wanted to have them put on a good show via exhibition style and have it have a meaning. Because if it was exhibition, no one would have cared too much about it. Like I said, if this was the opener, I don't think you would have had that problem.
I mean, you might be right about that. Um, I also feel like, well, yes, obviously they didn't want either guy to lose the match. Obviously they're going with both guys. Um, you could have did it better. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to be the way that they did it. You give us the false finish of the time limit draw. You could have had it finish with the time limit draw and have it at that, and people would have been pissed. But then you say, oh, we're giving them 5 more minutes. You're getting the crowd invested again, just for another false finish that left a bad taste in people's mouth. I didn't like it. It you're damaging your relationship with your fans. That's how I viewed how they did it. If they would have stuck to one gun and say, "Oh well, it was a time limit draw. We didn't have any more time on the show to give them. We're gonna work on it to see if we could do a rematch." Sure. I mean, it would have been piscalating, but it still would have been, a way to do it. Or just have Dark State come in earlier and have them cause a disqualification where you don't have a time limit draw. I mean, people would have been pissed, sure, but then you wouldn't have wasted 23 minutes of people's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I said, this just should have been done at the beginning to set the pace of, oh, well, NXT could be invading this show due to the fact of what happened on NXT earlier
Right.
in the week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was a work, that could have been your workaround. And they just didn't work within that workaround. That's all.
TNA in and out.
So, I mean, I get it. I mean,
Um, how many stars do you give this?
this was the match of the night up until that point. I still think this was the match of the night, personally.
Yeah. So, what are you giving it?
4.5.
I give it. I give it a 1.5.
Damn, you are
Yeah. You don't
brutal.
you don't waste my time like that.
You was brutal.
Yeah. Alright, now you have tables match for the TNA World Tag Team Championships and NXT Tag Team Championships. You have the Hardys versus the Dudleys one last time. The Hardys won in 15 minutes 45 seconds. Oh my god. These guys did not have one good knee out of the four of them, unfortunately. I mean, I love the Hardys. I love the Dudleys. It was
Oh
good to
God.
see them one more time, but it was kind of hard to watch, honestly.
One good knee out of the four. Damn, bro.
Am I telling a lie, Kaliko? You saw the match.
Yeah, that ending was something. I know what they were trying to do with the ending, but
It, it,
I,
I wasn't expecting a 5-star match in the Tokyo Dome for sure. It was going to
yeah,
be
they're like 40s and 50s. This was
yeah. So I mean, they were gonna do what they could do with what they had. So I don't really knock them for doing it. I just kind of would say, and I do think that it was good for what they could do. I did just kind of feel like it did kind of end abruptly as well. Like maybe this match could have lasted maybe a couple more minutes, but maybe something went wrong or somebody wasn't couldn't necessarily go more, so they kind of just you know ended it early. I could not tell you that for sure, but I mean, other than that small little thing, I didn't really have a problem with the match. Like I said, pretty melancholy seeing two tag teams that I've literally seen my whole entire life, and it was a moment to see the Dudley Boys take off their boots and give them to the Hardys for sure. But I will say,
But
but I will say that taking everything that I had saw up to that point did kind of depreciate the moment a bit as well.
really,
Just because it was like the Matt the Javon Evans things definitely kind of spoiled me, so I wasn't necessarily. Well, yes, seeing the Hardys and Dudleys wrestle again was fantastic. My mood didn't necessarily shift that much from where I
because
was.
your mood was already screwed from the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I understand it.
What say you, Kalika?
I really wanted the Dudleys to win because to me, I think they're the best tag team on earth. But that's just
Yeah, I mean,
I'll die. I'll die on that hill. But
there's no objection for me. But do you really think that Devon could hold those championships, considering he didn't couldn't really hold himself up at that point?
I mean, it's that's what happens when you go non-active. When you ain't in that ring, bro. I mean, at least Bully has been in the ring recently, right?
Right.
It ain't like it was always. I mean, it was Devon just because he just ain't been, it's just because he hasn't been in the ring. So I mean,
Right.
but with that being said, the right team won. I still don't. I still wish Bully had a win out on his sword. Like, you know, he knew it was coming, but I would have been like Queen Latifah and set it off and just go out in a blaze of glory. But I get it. I get the whole point of it.
How many stars you give it?
I told you my baseline's a 3. It shall remain. Granted, it's the Dudleys. I love I mean, Jesus. God knows how much I've watched them. I've gotten ass whoopings because of the Dudleys. From my parents. Staying up late watching them cuss on TV. So, I mean,
I'll give it 3.5. I thought this was one of the better matches on the card.
you thought that was better than Javon and Slater? I thought Javon and Slater was better, right?
I mean, it was a fire match until somebody pissed the fire out.
TNA producer.
Yeah. Um, Tommy Dreamer could not control his bladder.
Oh gosh, how you know it was Tommy Dreamer that produced the match?
I don't, but he's the only producer I know from TNA.
Oh God.
And that takes us to the last match, the main event. I'm assuming the thing that everybody wanted to see. Mike Santana defeated Trick Williams to win the TNA World Championship in 16 minutes 15 seconds. I'll give TNA one thing. They didn't TNA up the ending of Bound for Glory, um, which they have done a lot in the past. Most notably last year with Joe Henry. A couple of years ago with Josh Alexander. A couple of years prior to that, Bobby Roode.
Bobby
TNA,
Roode.
yeah, TNA does not know how to have a happy ending to their last show. Their
I mean,
Wrestle,
to their WrestleMania.
yeah, to
Yeah.
their WrestleMania. So I do actually commend them for not fucking this up and actually giving Mike Santana the ball when he should have been given the ball. Um, I do feel like, well, yes, this should have been the main event, but everything before this that just kind of spoiled everybody, it didn't do anybody any favors, if I'm being honest. And
Really?
yeah, I don't think that it shifted the crowd's opinion that much. And I mean, before when Mike won the championship, you had people just walking completely out before he actually got to celebrate with it. I don't think that has anything to do with Mike per se, but I do think it has something to do with just TNA.
Boston.
Huh?
In Lowell, Massachusetts. That's what it had.
Yeah, it's just TNA just having some bad fate moments. And I mean, they did tease about fucking Mike over like a couple of times with Ziggler and Kazarian. They didn't actually pull the trigger with that, so I commend them on that. Um, the
They did
match,
that with Josh Alexander. That
yeah, it was a semi decent match. It was a good match. I didn't necessarily get as invested as I could have just because it was a 4 hour show. Um, yeah, but I will say this again: right person won, right time. The moment with him and his daughter was a special moment. So hopefully this was just a, an anomaly on TNA's radar and not a trend that they continue going down. I do think that Mike can do big business, good business for them, if they just kind of treat him right. So yeah, that's my opinion. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, right person. I mean, it was kind of a foregone conclusion from their last big pay per view, right? So it was just a matter of when, not a matter of if. Um, Santana, congrats to him, man. He's been busting his ass to get there. And somewhere Ortiz is like, goddamn. Because this is what happens when he took a chance on himself and didn't feel comfortable being in catering at AEW.
Yeah,
You
where
know?
Santana did. Well, no, Ortiz did. Yeah, Ortiz.
Yeah, Ortiz got comfortable and Santana thought he could do more. So,
And he
and
did.
this is the result. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, Trick gave him a good match. I think this was one of their better matches. For as far as a TNA perspective, this is probably one of their best matches as far as when it comes to the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Um, so yeah, Trick gave him all he could handle, but the right guy won.
Yeah, and I mean, it just kind of goes to show you, Mike does have a lot to offer, and it's just unfortunate that AEW didn't really see that in him. Like, I mean, you could have
Mm-hmm.
you saw like glimpses of it in in AEW, like when he did the eye for an eye match with Moxley. Like that could have put him into the stratosphere as a top guy, and that could have where Hangman Page is right now, that could have been Mike Santana, but
Right.
they just didn't see that in him. So here we are. But yeah, no, I agree. Congratulations to Mike, and I hope he does. He's doing well. He'll do well for TNA and himself.
Oh yeah. I mean, for as long as he's in TNA, because I can bet your ass WWE is gonna be on his. Probably got him already with a contract waiting.
Oh yeah. Joe Henry is already in the queue.
I mean, in the queue, that motherfucker's backstage. They probably got him in the PC trying to lose weight, fucking around.
Yeah.
Like, we love you, Joe, but you gotta get rid of the glove handles. But
Say his name and he'll lose weight. I believe in Weight Watchers. I believe in Weight Watchers.
Planet Fitness. Joe, come on, they're gonna call it a name at Planet Fitness. That's
Alright, so as a whole, but actually let's do ratings. How many stars do you give this?
good 4.5. I think Trick did the damn thing and put Santana over really well. Did everything in his arsenal to retain, and just wasn't it for him.
I'll give it a 4. Right person, right way, nice moment at the end. Considering TNA could have gone a different route with it. So yeah. Alright, so as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumb in the middle.
It was cool with me. It was okay. Was it like hurts? No, but the main takeaways was the right people won, the right guy won at the end. See, you care about the stake. The right guy won. The JV I guess, is pissing everybody off. It doesn't piss me off, but I get why it pisses everyone else off.
So thumbs up.
I wouldn't go thumbs up, but it's more like that lazy middle up-ish.
The Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
You say what?
Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Damn right. There you go.
Alright. Orange Cassidy thumbs up. As you probably assume, yeah, thumbs down for me.
Yeah, we know you're not the biggest.
I mean, I like TNA. I'm not shitting on TNA. I like them as a company. Like the last two, three paid previews that they had, I was, positive towards. But this just did not work for me, unfortunately. Alright. That'll conclude our coverage of Bound for Glory.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.